This is Mission Sunlight Extra. This is part one of a two-part series.
I grew up in a home that was extremely mission-minded. As a teenager, my family sold everything we had and moved overseas for a stint as a missionary family. And to me, as a young girl, that was the culmination of all the books and the heroes and the stories and biographies that I had ever read about people giving up everything to go to the mission field. It made a profound impact on me as a young person. And as I became a mother years later, I knew, even before I had children, that I wanted to raise them with that same kind of mindset. So we read some of the same stories and the same books in our home with my children that I read growing up, and we watch videos, and now with social media we keep in touch with people from all over the world that are doing incredible frontline mission work and humanitarian service and helping and serving other people, healing the way that Jesus did. And so knowing that I wanted my children to have this mindset, it makes me very aware of opportunities to teach them and to show them ways that they can, even though they're very young, that they can be part of helping and serving other people. So there are things we're active with in our local community, but I'm also kind of always aware of opportunities to help them be globally involved in things that are outside of our local community as well, and to have a global mindset. So when we saw the opportunity to work with refugees and refugee families and children in other parts of the world, it was something that moved my children. My daughter was in tears when she saw the video that our church had played about refugee children in boats washing up on the shores of Greece. And when I saw how profoundly impacted she was, and my son as well, I realized this was an opportunity to capitalize on something that they were already emotionally invested in. And that's when we started, as a family, becoming more and more involved in helping with refugee work. So recently the kids and I spent 2 weeks in Greece working in refugee camps there with a very large group of other people who were inspired by my daughter's desire to go do this. And it resulted in a huge dental clinic serving hundreds and hundreds of refugees of all ages in the camps in Greece. When we came back from that trip, one of our friends happened to be employed by one of the local news reporters, and she told her boss about this story and that it had been inspired by a young little girl who wanted to go help other people. That news reporter got really excited about the idea that a local family in the Tampa Bay area was involved in a multi-generational family, mother and children, going to do something that seems really just kind of exceptional. You know, it's not just your everyday kind of thing, kind of an out-of-the-box service idea. So that news reporter sent someone to interview me and the kids about this story, particularly the kids and their experience of going and serving in a refugee camp. And as a result, that played on our local Fox News affiliate here in the Tampa Bay area.
And a child's caring heart sparks her mother to start a movement to help the less fortunate. How this grassroots effort turned into a mission, and it's what's right with Tampa Bay.
Lord, prepare me.
Faith is important for Sarah McDougall and her 5-year-old daughter Sophie and her 7-year-old son Tristan.
Tried and true.
While at church, a video was shown of refugees from the Middle East fleeing into Greece.
I was sad.
Sophie's little heart was moved by the pictures.
I saw them wrapped up with rag towels, and they were freezing.
Sophie's compassion for the refugees touched her mother's heart.
I said, Mama, how can we help?
So she started a Facebook campaign to sponsor a humanitarian trip to Greece.
I think it's amazing that a 5-year-old could spark a whole movement of something very grassroots.
In 2 months, Sarah and her children signed up more than 70 people for the Groundswell movement to go to Greece to help the refugees.
When a 5-year-old can look into something happening where people are hurting in our world and can see room for empathy and compassion, I think the message should be to all of the grown-ups that this is how we ought to be living our lives.
The group went for 2 weeks and performed 900 dental procedures in 9 days in 3 different camps in Greece.
It was great.
A life experience that Sarah hopes teaches her kids about the importance of serving others.
And to show and develop compassion and empathy, because I think that's what's lacking in our world.
Well, the group is planning another trip later this year, and if you want more information, just go to fox13news.com, and wonderful thing that they're doing.
Check it out.
Just
They're doing great work.
Please join us next time for part 2 of this Mission Sunlight Extra.